The Ferrari crumpled like paper. I watched $3 million die in slow motion, metal twisting, glass exploding, my entire life ending in the time it took to miss one red light. Then the door opened, and the man who stepped out looked at me like I'd just declared war. He smiled, and I knew I was fucked. It happened on a Tuesday. Rain hammering the windshield, wipers working overtime, me running late for a meeting with a source who'd promised proof that Killian Cross, billionaire real estate developer, destroyer of neighborhoods, certified asshole, was everything I'd been investigating for 6 months. The light was yellow. I gunned it. It turned red. I didn't stop. And then impact. The sound was biblical, metal screaming, glass shattering, my body jerking against the seatbelt so hard I tasted blood. When the world stopped spinning, I looked at what I'd hit. A Ferrari. Not just any Ferrari. A custom, midnight blue, probably costs more than my entire existence Ferrari. Totaled. Absolutely destroyed. The driver's side door opened. A man stepped out. Tall, dark suit somehow still perfect despite the wreckage. Hair pushed back like he just walked out of a magazine shoot, not a car crash. And eyes, ice blue, sharp, fixed on me through my cracked windshield. Killian Cross. The man I'd been hunting. The man whose empire I was about to expose. Standing in the rain, looking at my piece of shit sedan embedded in his $1 million car. He walked toward me. I fumbled with my seatbelt, stumbled out, rain soaking through my cheap blazer immediately. I'm so sorry I didn't see. The light was, I'll pay for everything, I swear. He stopped 3 feet away. Studied me like I was a specimen under glass. Then smiled. Not friendly, predatory. Sienna Hart, he said, voice smooth as expensive whiskey. The journalist. My blood went cold. How do you? You've been following me for 6 months, showing up at my properties, interviewing former tenants, trying to build a case that I'm some kind of villain. His smile widened. Did you think I wouldn't notice? Oh God. Oh fuck. I can explain. Don't. He pulled out his phone, took photos of the wreckage, of my car, of me standing there soaked and terrified. My insurance will handle the assessment, but between the vehicle, the custom modifications, and the emotional distress, he showed me his phone. An estimate already calculated. $3.2 million. I couldn't breathe. That's not possible, it's just a car. It's a custom 2023 Ferrari SF90 Strato with prototype engine modifications and a hand-stitched interior, plus legal fees, plus the inconvenience of dealing with someone who doesn't have insurance that'll cover this. He tilted his head. You don't have that kind of insurance, do you, Sienna? My hands shook. No. Assets? No. Savings? Are you kidding? So you destroyed my property and have no way to compensate me. He stepped closer. That's a problem. I'll pay you back monthly installments. I'll work extra. At your journalist's salary, he laughed, not cruel, amused. You'd be paying me back for the next 40 years. Tears burned my eyes. Please, I'll do anything. His expression shifted. Something flickered behind the ice. Interest? Anything, he repeated. Yes. He was quiet for a long moment. Rain poured. Traffic moved around us. My entire future crumbled in real time. Then marry me. I blinked. What? Marry me for 1 year. After that, the debt disappears. You're insane. Probably. He pulled out a business card, handed it to me. You have 24 hours to decide. Meet me at this address tomorrow, 6 p.m. Come alone. If you don't show, I file the lawsuit at 6:01. Why would you want to marry me? His smile returned, sharp, dangerous. Because you're the only person who hates me enough to be perfect. Before we continue, can I ask you a question? Where in the world are you watching from? Comment below because we'd love to know how far these stories travel, and hit that subscribe button. He walked away, left me standing in the rain next to $3 million of twisted metal, and a choice that would destroy my life either way. I didn't sleep. Spent the entire night researching Killian Cross. 35, self-made billionaire, took over his grandfather's failing real estate company at 22 and turned it into an $8 billion empire. Also ruthless, cold, accused of displacing entire communities to build luxury high-rises, which is why I'd been investigating him. But marriage, for a year, I called my editor at 3 a.m. Heart, this better be. I crashed into Killian Cross's car. He's threatening to sue me for $3.2 million unless I marry him. Silence. Then, holy shit. Yeah. Why does he want to marry you? I don't know. Could be a trap. You've been investigating him for months. Maybe this is how he silences you. Or my brain finally caught up. Or this is how I get inside, unlimited access. I'd be living with him. I could find everything. That's insane. So is $3.2 million in debt. My editor was quiet. Then, if you do this, you document everything, every conversation, every detail. This could be the biggest story of your career. Or the biggest mistake of my life. Probably both. I hung up, stared at the business card. Expensive paper, embossed lettering, an address in the Upper East Side. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. I had 14 hours to decide if I was brave or stupid. Turns out I was both. The building was obscene. Glass, steel, the kind of place where doormen wore nicer suits than I owned. I gave Killian's name, was escorted to a private elevator that required a key card. The doors opened directly into a penthouse. Floor-to-ceiling windows, Manhattan skyline, furniture that probably cost more than my annual salary. And Killian standing by the window, suit jacket off, sleeves rolled up, drink in hand. He turned when I entered. You came. Did you think I would? I thought you might run. He crossed to a table, gestured to a chair. Sit. I sat because my legs were shaking. He slid a document across the table, thick, legal, intimidating. Read it. I did. Marriage contract. Terms asterisk. Marriage duration, 365 days from date of signing. Cohabitation. Wife will reside in husband's primary residence. Public appearances. Wife will attend minimum 12 events as husband's spouse. Fidelity clause. Both parties agree to exclusivity during contract term. Compensation. Upon successful completion, wife receives $5 plus debt forgiveness. Termination. Contract voidable only by mutual consent or material breach. My hands trembled. This is insane. It's business. Why me? He sat across from me, leaned back, studied me with those ice-blue eyes. My grandfather is dying. He controls the family fortune, $8 billion. He has one condition before I inherit. I must be married for 1 full year to prove I'm settled. So get married for real. I don't do real. His voice was flat. Every woman I've met wants the money, the status, the lifestyle, but you, he smiled. You hate me. You've been trying to destroy me for 6 months. You have no interest in my money, you just want to expose me. So you want to marry your enemy. I want to marry someone who won't actually fall in love with me. Someone who will take the deal, fulfill the contract, and leave. Clean. Simple. I stared at him. And you think I'll just agree to this? You will, because the alternative is 40 years of debt, and because, he leaned forward, Being my wife gives you unlimited access to everything you've been investigating. My properties, my files, my life. You want to prove I'm a monster? Here's your chance. Checkmate. He knew exactly what I wanted, and he was giving it to me. What's the catch? I asked. No catch. You play the devoted wife in public. We convince my family it's real. After 1 year, we divorce. You get $5 million and your freedom. And you get your inheritance. Exactly. What about, I gestured vaguely, physical expectations? His jaw tightened. Separate bedrooms, no physical contact unless cameras are present. This is a business arrangement. Why separate bedrooms if we're supposed to convince people it's real? Because I don't trust myself around you. The honesty punched the air from my lungs. What does that mean? He stood, walked to the window. It means you're the most irritating, stubborn, infuriating woman I've ever met. And I've been obsessed with you since the first time you showed up at one of my properties with your notebook and your righteous anger. You don't even know me. I know you gave your last $20 to a homeless woman last week. I know you work 16-hour days because you believe journalism matters. I know you're terrified right now, but you'll sign that contract anyway because you're too stubborn to let me win. He turned. So yes, Sienna, separate bedrooms, because if we share a bed, this stops being fake. My heart hammered. You're insane. Sign the contract. I looked at the papers, at the man who'd somehow learned everything about me, at the choice between destruction and whatever this was. I signed. The wedding happened at City Hall. No guests, just lawyers and a judge who looked bored. I wore a white dress Killian had delivered to my apartment that morning. Simple, elegant, exactly what I'd choose if this were real. How did he know my taste? He wore a black suit, no tie, looked like he was attending a business meeting, not his own wedding. The vows were clinical. Do you, Killian Cross, take Sienna Hart? I do. Do you, Sienna Hart, take Killian Cross? I hesitated. Killian's eyes met mine. Something flickered there, almost vulnerable. I do, I said. You may kiss the bride. Killian stepped closer. His hand cupped my face, gentle, careful. Then he kissed me. Just a brush of lips, barely there. But I felt it everywhere. Electric, devastating, real. I pulled back, gasping. His eyes were dark, pupils blown. This doesn't mean anything, I said. I know, he lied. We signed the marriage certificate. And I became Mrs. Killian Cross. Temporarily. Definitely temporarily. The penthouse was massive. 3 floors, more bathrooms than I could count, a kitchen that looked like a showroom. Killian gave me the tour, professional, distant. Your room, he opened a door. Inside, king bed, walk-in closet, marble bathroom, floor-to-ceiling windows. Where's your room? I asked. Across the hall. We're sleeping separately. That was the agreement. Right, of course. Why did that bother me? He showed me the closet, already full. I don't own this many clothes, I said. You do now. Everything's your size, your style. If you hate it, we'll get different things. I pulled out a sweater, soft, cashmere, exactly what I'd buy if I had money. How do you know my style? I'm observant. That's creepy. Yes, no denial, just honesty. I turned. Why are you doing this, really? He was quiet for a long moment. Then, because 3 months ago you wrote an article about a family being evicted from one of my buildings. You called me a monster, said I destroyed lives for profit. And you were right. I blinked. What? You were right. I did evict them. I did prioritize profit. And reading your words, seeing myself through your eyes, made me realize I'd become exactly what I swore I'd never be. He stepped closer. So I looked into you, learned everything. And I thought, If someone like you could exist in my world without being destroyed by it, maybe I wasn't completely irredeemable. I'm not your redemption project. I know, his voice dropped, but maybe you're my reminder that good people still exist. Before I could respond, his phone buzzed. He checked it, expression shuddering. I have a call, settle in, we have a gala tomorrow night, our first public appearance. He left. I stood alone in a bedroom worth more than I'd make in 10 years. And wondered what the hell I'd just agreed to. I couldn't sleep. The bed was too soft, the room too quiet, my brain too loud. At 2 a.m. I gave up, wandered to the kitchen. Found Killian already there. Shirtless, sweatpants, drinking whiskey at the island. He looked up surprised, can't sleep. Weird bed. It'll take time. He poured a second glass, slid it toward me. This helps. I sat, took a sip. The burn felt good. Do you always drink alone at 2 a.m.? I asked. Only when I do something insane, like marry a woman who hates me. I don't hate you. You should. I'm working on it. His mouth twitched, almost a smile. We drank in silence. Then why journalism? He asked. Why real estate? I asked first. I sighed. Because someone has to tell the truth. Someone has to hold powerful people accountable, even when it's scary, even when they try to silence you. And you think I'm one of those powerful people. Aren't you? He looked at me for a long time. Yes. Then I'm right to investigate you. You are, he finished his drink, but you're wrong about what you'll find. Am I? You'll see. He stood, started to leave. Killian. He paused. Thank you for not making this worse than it has to be. Something flickered in his expression. It's going to get worse, Sienna, much worse, because pretending I don't want you is the hardest thing I've ever done. He left before I could respond. I sat alone in his kitchen, whiskey burning my throat, and realized this fake marriage was going to destroy us both. The dress arrived at 4 p.m. Red, floor-length, backless. I put it on, barely recognized myself. Killian knocked at 5:30, ready. I opened the door. He went completely still. Problem? I asked. No, his voice was rough. You're perfect. It's just a dress. It's not the dress. His driver took us to the venue, some museum hosting a charity auction. The entire ride, Killian's hand rested on my thigh, not sexual, grounding. Nervous? He asked. Terrified. Good, so am I. You don't get nervous. I do when people I care about are vulnerable. You don't care about me, we just met. His eyes met mine. I've known you for 6 months, Sienna. Just because you didn't know I was watching doesn't mean I didn't learn you. Before I could respond, we arrived. Cameras everywhere. Flashes exploding as we stepped onto the red carpet. Killian's hand moved to the small of my back, possessive, protective. Smile, he murmured. Let them see you're mine. I'm not. Tonight you are. We posed, his arm around my waist, my body pressed against his side. It felt real. Too real. Inside, people stared. Whispered. Killian Cross got married. Who is she? Must be after his money. I felt every judgment like a knife. Killian felt me tense, leaned close. Ignore them. They think I'm a gold digger. Let them think whatever they want. I know the truth. What truth? That you're the bravest person in this room. A woman approached, 50s, dripping in diamonds, fake smile. Killian, darling, you must introduce me to your wife. The pause was deliberate, insulting. Sienna, I said, extending my hand. Nice to meet you. She looked at my hand like it was diseased. How did you two meet? I crashed into his car, I said honestly. Best accident of my life. Killian's arm tightened around my waist, amused, proud. The woman's smile faltered. How unconventional. That's one word for it, Killian said, voice cold. If you'll excuse us. He guided me away. You didn't have to defend me, I said. Yes, I did. You're my wife. Fake wife. His jaw tightened. Feels pretty real to me. Later, a man approached while Killian was getting drinks. Handsome, expensive suit, predatory smile. You must be the new Mrs. Cross. I am. Lucky girl, landing a man like Killian. I didn't land him, I married him. For how long? His hand touched my arm. Men like him get bored easily. I jerked away. Don't touch me. Relax, I'm just... Killian appeared, grabbed the man's wrist, grip brutal. Touch my wife again, he said quietly, and I'll destroy everything you've ever built. The man paled. I didn't mean. Get out of my sight. He fled. I stared at Killian. I can handle myself. I know. His eyes were dark, furious. Doesn't mean I'll watch someone disrespect you. This is fake, remember. You don't actually. Don't tell me what I feel. His voice was raw. You have no idea what I feel. He walked away. Left me standing alone in a ballroom full of strangers. Wondering when this stopped being a contract. And started being something terrifying. We didn't speak in the car. The silence was suffocating. Back at the penthouse, I went straight to my room. Killian followed. We need to talk. No, we don't. Sienna. I spun. You can't do that. You can't act like this is real when it's not. Then stop making it so hard to pretend. I'm not doing anything. You're existing. His control shattered. You're wearing dresses I pick out and smiling at strangers and standing beside me like you belong there. And every second I have to remind myself this is temporary, that in 1 year you'll leave, that I can't. He stopped, breathing hard. Can't what? I whispered. Can't want you the way I do. The air disappeared. Killian. Go to bed, Sienna, before I do something we both regret. I should have listened. Should have walked away. Instead, I stepped closer. What would you regret? His eyes darkened. Kissing you. We kissed at the wedding. That was for show. His voice dropped. If I kiss you now, it won't be. Then don't. I'm trying. Try harder. I can't, he grabbed my face. I can't stop thinking about you, can't stop wanting you. Can't stop wishing this was real. It's not real. Then why does it feel like it is? He kissed me. Not gentle, not careful. Desperate, consuming, real. I kissed him back, hands in his hair, body pressed against his. He lifted me, pressed me against the wall. Tell me to stop, he breathed against my mouth. No. Sienna. Don't stop. His hands gripped my thighs, lifted me higher. Then his phone rang. Reality crashed back. He set me down, stepped back, breathing ragged. That can't happen again, he said. I know. This is a contract. I know. In 1 year you'll leave. I know. He looked at me like I was destroying him. Then why does losing you already feel impossible? He left. I slid down the wall, touched my lips, still burning from his kiss, and realized this fake marriage was becoming the realest thing I'd ever felt. I woke to sun streaming through windows and regret pooling in my stomach. Last night happened. The kiss, the wall, the way Killian had looked at me like I was oxygen. The way I'd kissed him back like I meant it. I dragged myself to the kitchen at 9 a.m. Killian was already there, suit, coffee, wall rebuilt. Morning, he said, didn't look up from his tablet. Morning. Professional, distant, Like last night never happened. Good, that's what we needed. I poured coffee, sat across from him. Silence stretched. About last night, I started. Doesn't matter. Killian. It was a mistake. We were caught up in the moment. It won't happen again. His voice was flat, final. We have another event this weekend, a family dinner. My grandfather wants to meet you. Subject changed, door closed. Okay, I said quietly. He finally looked up, and for just a second I saw it, the crack in his armor, the want he was burying. Then it was gone. I have meetings all day. Mrs. Chen will take you shopping if you need anything. I don't need. Please, his voice softened just slightly. Let me do this one thing. I nodded. He left. I sat alone with my coffee and the ghost of his kiss on my lips. While Killian was at meetings, I did what I came here to do. Investigated. Started with his home office, locked, but I'd watched him enter the code twice. Inside files, contracts, financial records. Everything I needed to expose him. I photographed documents, eviction notices, property acquisitions, development plans for neighborhoods that would displace hundreds. This was it, proof. Then I found something else. A separate file, hidden behind others. Relocation agreements. Housing vouchers. Fair market value payments, triple what the properties were worth. I opened another file. Affordable housing developments, his name on them, funded entirely by his company. What the hell? I kept digging. Found emails between Killian and someone named Marcus Cross, his cousin. Marcus *, you're weak. Grandfather would be ashamed. Killian *, I'm fixing the problems you created. Marcus *, by throwing money at poor people. That's not business. Killian *, it's called having a conscience. Try it. Marcus *, when I inherit the company, first thing I'm doing is revering every soft decision you've made, including those relocation payments. My hands shook. This wasn't what I expected. Killian wasn't the villain. Marcus was. And Killian had been quietly cleaning up his cousin's messes while taking all the blame. The office door opened. I spun. Killian stood in the doorway, face unreadable. Find what you were looking for, he asked quietly. My stomach dropped. I wasn't. Don't lie, you're investigating me, that's the whole point. He walked to his desk, sat. So, did you find proof I'm a monster? I found proof you're not. He went still. What? Marcus, he's the one displacing people. You've been paying them off, relocating them, building affordable housing. I held up the files. Why didn't you tell me? Because it doesn't matter. It matters to me. Why? He stood, voice rising. So you can write a story about how I'm actually a good guy. I'm not Sienna, I still evict people, I still destroy buildings, I still prioritize profit. But you also fix it. Fixing my cousin's cruelty doesn't make me a hero, it makes me complicit. He took the files from my hands. You wanted a villain, I'm giving you one, write your story. I don't want to anymore. Why not? Because it's not true. Then what is true? He was close now, too close. That I manipulated you into marriage, that I've been obsessed with you for months, that every night I stand outside your door and fight the urge to knock. My breath caught. Killian. Go ahead, investigate me, find every secret, expose everything, but you won't find what you're looking for, because the worst thing I've done isn't business. His voice dropped. It's falling for my fake wife. He left. I stood alone in his office, surrounded by evidence that everything I believed was wrong, and terrified that I was falling too. The Cross family estate was a mansion. Old money, intimidating, the kind of place where portraits judged you from the walls. Killian's hand was on my back as we entered, tense, protective. My grandfather is difficult, he warned. And Marcus will be here, he'll try to provoke you. Ignore him. What does he know about us? Everything. He's the reason I need this marriage. He's been positioning himself as the heir, telling my grandfather I'm too reckless, too soft, not fit to run the company. The marriage proves I'm stable. And if he finds out it's fake? Killian's jaw tightened. He won't. We entered the dining room. A long table, too formal, too cold. At the head sat an old man, 80s, sharp eyes, expensive suit. Jonathan Cross, the patriarch. Beside him, Marcus, 38, handsome in a cold way, smiled like a shark. Killian, Jonathan's voice was gravel. You're late. Traffic. Excuses. His eyes landed on me. This is the wife. Sienna, I said, extending my hand. He looked at it, didn't take it. How much did he pay you? Grandfather, Killian started. It's fine, I lowered my hand. He didn't pay me. We're married because we want to be. Nobody wants to marry Killian. He's cold, obsessive, incapable of real emotion. Jonathan's smile was cruel, but I suppose you'll figure that out in time. I already know who he is, I said evenly, and I married him anyway. Something flickered in Jonathan's expression. Respect, surprise. Marcus laughed. Well played. She's got spirit, cousin. How long until you crush it? Killian's hand tightened on his glass. Watch yourself. Or what? You'll write me another check to fix my mistakes. Marcus leaned forward. Tell me, Sienna, did Killian mention he's been paying off people I evict, spending millions to look like a hero while I do the actual work? I know exactly what he does, I said. And what you do, the difference is he takes responsibility. You take credit. Marcus's smile vanished. Careful, you don't know what you're talking about. Don't I? I'm an investigative journalist, Marcus. I know exactly what I'm talking about. The table went silent. Jonathan's eyes gleamed. A journalist, how interesting. She was investigating me, Killian said. That's how we met. She thought I was destroying neighborhoods. Turned out she was half right, just had the wrong cross. Marcus stood. I'm done here. Sit down, Jonathan commanded. Marcus sat. You, Jonathan pointed at me. You married my grandson knowing he was under investigation. Yes. Why? I looked at Killian, at the man who'd been protecting people while letting himself be painted as the villain. Because I saw who he really is, and I wanted to be part of that. Killian's eyes widened, disbelief, hope. Jonathan studied me for a long moment. Then she'll do. We didn't talk on the drive home. Killian's hand found mine in the dark car, held it tight. Thank you, he said quietly, for tonight. I meant it. I know that's what scares me. At the penthouse, I went to change. Found my room ransacked. Drawers opened, clothes on the floor, my laptop gone. Every file, every photo, every piece of evidence I'd gathered. Gone. I stood frozen in the doorway. Sienna, Killian's voice behind me. Then, fuck. He pulled out his phone, made a call. Someone broke into the penthouse, Sienna's room, now. He hung up, turned to me. Are you hurt? No, I wasn't here. What did they take? My laptop, all my research. His jaw clenched. Marcus. How would he? He knows you're investigating. He knows you have access to files. He's trying to protect himself. Killian's hands were shaking. I should have anticipated this, should have protected you better. This isn't your fault. Yes, it is. He looked at me, eyes raw. Everything about this is my fault. I brought you into this. I put you in danger. I kissed him. Grabbed his face and kissed him hard. He froze, then kissed back, desperate, apologetic. When we broke apart, his forehead pressed to mine. You can't keep doing that, he whispered. Why not? Because every time you do, it gets harder to remember this isn't real. What if I want it to be real? He pulled back, stared at me. Sienna, I know this started as a contract. I know we're supposed to walk away. But somewhere between the fights and the galas and you defending me to your terrible family, I stopped pretending. You're leaving in 6 months. What if I don't want to? His breath caught. Don't say that. Why not? Because I've spent 6 months watching you from a distance, learning you, wanting you. And the one thing that made it bearable was knowing this had an end date, that I couldn't actually have you, that it was safe to want you because you'd leave. And now you're saying you might stay, and that's the most terrifying thing you could possibly say. Because you'd have to let me in, really let me in. Yes. I took his hand. I'm already in, Killian. I've been in since you stood outside my door that first night and I heard you packing, since you bought me clothes in exactly my style, since you defended me to strangers, since you chose my safety over your reputation. His eyes filled. I don't know how to do this. Do what? Love someone without consuming them. Then we'll figure it out together. He kissed me again, softer, slower. Stay, he whispered against my mouth. Where? My room tonight, just stay. I nodded. He took my hand, led me across the hall, to his room. We lay on his bed, fully clothed, just holding each other. This is the most intimate thing I've ever done, he said. Holding someone. Letting someone see me scared. I pressed closer. I'm scared too. Of what? That this won't be enough. That 6 months from now, you'll realize I'm not worth the complication. He tilted my face up. Sienna, you're the only thing in my life that's worth anything. The next morning, I woke wrapped in Killian's arms. His face was peaceful, vulnerable. I traced the line of his jaw. He stirred. Morning, he mumbled. Morning. Did we? No, we just slept. Relief and disappointment crossed his face. Good. When we do that, I want you sure. I am sure. His eyes darkened. Sienna. His phone rang. He checked it, face going cold. It's Marcus. Don't answer. He answered, put it on speaker. Cousin, Marcus's voice was silk. Enjoyed dinner last night. Your little journalist is quite spirited. What do you want? To offer a deal. Drop the affordable housing projects. Stop interfering with my developments. And I'll forget about the interesting files your wife has been collecting. My blood went cold. You broke into my home, Killian said, voice lethal. I protected my interests, and I'm giving you a chance to do the same. Drop the projects or I release evidence that your marriage is a sham, fake contracts, staged appearances, everything. You have no proof. Don't I? I have the original marriage contract. Very transactional, very not love. Grandfather will be devastated, and you'll lose everything. Killian's hand found mine, held tight. You have 24 hours, Marcus continued. After that, I go public. Choose wisely, cousin. He hung up. I stared at Killian. He has the contract. He must have gotten it during the break-in. What do we do? Killian was quiet for a long moment. Then we call his bluff. What? He stood, started packing. He thinks this is fake, that we're acting, but what if we prove it's not? How? By telling the truth, he looked at me. In 6 months you were supposed to leave, walk away with $5 million and your freedom. But what if you do? What if we make this real? My heart stopped. Killian. Marry me, for real this time, not for a contract, not for money, because you want to. We're already married. A piece of paper, I'm asking you to choose this. Choose me, not because you're obligated, because you want to. You're asking me to give up the exit clause. I'm asking you to stay, forever. Tears burned my eyes. What if we fail? Then we fail together. He pulled me close. I spent 15 years afraid to want anything real. You changed that. You made me want impossible things, made me believe I could be more than what I was. You already are more. Because of you, he cupped my face. So I'm asking, not as a contract, not as an obligation, just as a man who's completely in love with his fake wife. Will you stay? I looked at him, this broken, impossible, beautiful man, who'd been watching me for months, who'd given me everything, who chosen my safety over his pride. Yes, I whispered, I'll stay. He kissed me, deep, consuming, real. Then let's go tell Marcus he's lost. We showed up at Marcus's office unannounced. He was on the phone, saw us, smiled. I'll call you back. Killian, Sienna, here to accept my terms. Here to tell you to go to hell, Killian said. Marcus laughed, bold, considering I'm about to destroy you. No, you're not, I stepped forward, because our marriage isn't fake. Please, I have the contract. The contract was real, the marriage became real. I looked at Killian. I'm not leaving, not in 6 months, not ever. Marcus's smile faltered. You expect me to believe that? I don't care what you believe, Killian said. But here's what's going to happen. You're going to destroy that contract. You're going to stop interfering with my projects, and you're going to disappear. Or what? Or I tell grandfather everything. The falsified documents, the bribes, the families you've destroyed while I cleaned up your messes. Killian's voice was ice. I've been protecting you for years, paying off your mistakes, covering your tracks. That ends now. You have no proof. I held up a flash drive. Actually, we do. Every email, every payment, every lie. I'm an investigative journalist, remember. I'm very good at finding things. Marcus went pale. That's insurance, I said. You leave us alone, this stays buried. You come after us after our marriage, after anything we build. I publish everything. And I'm very good at my job. Silence. Marcus looked between us, cornered, furious. Fine, he spit the word. Keep your fake marriage, keep your bleeding heart projects, but don't expect me to play nice when grandfather dies. I don't expect anything from you, Killian said, except distance. We left. In the elevator, I started shaking. Killian pulled me close. You were magnificent. I was terrified. So was I. He kissed my forehead, but we won. Did we? Yes, because he's not coming after us, and you, he tilted my face up. You chose to stay. I chose you. Best decision you've ever made. I laughed. Crashing your car was the best decision I ever made. Second best, staying is the best. The divorce papers sat on the kitchen counter. Day 365, contract fulfilled. I could walk away now, take the 5 million, start over. Killian was in his office, pretending not to care. I picked up the papers. Walked to his office. He looked up, saw what I was holding. Something flickered in his eyes, fear. Sienna. I tore them in half. His breath stopped. I'm not going anywhere, I said. He stood cross to me. You're sure? I'm sure. Even though I'm obsessive and controlling and terrible at emotions. Especially because of that. He kissed me, lifted me, carried me to the couch. I love you, he said against my mouth. I love you too. Even though I watched you for 6 months before we met. Even though I manipulated you into marriage. Even though this started as a contract. It stopped being a contract the moment you stood outside my door that first night. I touched his face. You were never good at pretending, Killian. No, I was. Good, because I'm not pretending anymore either. He made love to me right there, slow, deliberate, real. And afterward, wrapped in his arms, I realized. Crashing his car was the best accident of my life. Scene 17, 1 year later. The article published on a Tuesday. The Cross Cousins, A Tale of Two Billionaires. By Sienna Hart Cross. I exposed everything: Marcus's corruption, the displaced families, the cover-ups. But I also told the other story, Killian's story. The affordable housing, the relocation payments, the man who'd been quietly fixing his family's mistakes while taking all the blame. The article went viral. Marcus resigned in disgrace. Killian inherited the company. And I kept writing, kept investigating, kept holding power accountable. With my husband's full support. We renewed our vows on our anniversary. Real wedding this time, friends, family who actually mattered. No contracts, no clauses, no end date. Just promises. When Killian said, "I do," he cried. When I said it back, so did I. "You know," I said at the reception, "people are going to ask how we met. Tell them the truth. That I crashed your car and you blackmailed me into marriage. That you crashed into my life and I was smart enough to never let you leave." I laughed. "That's not how it happened." "Isn't it?" He pulled me close. "You destroyed something expensive. I demanded payment. You gave me yourself. Best deal I ever made. Your $3 million car disagrees." "Fuck the car." He kissed me deep. "Perfect. I got you." I found Killian in his office at midnight. Working, always working. I knocked. He looked up, smiled. "Can't sleep?" he asked. "Wanted to check on you." "I'm good, just finishing this contract." I walked to him, sat on his desk. "Remember when you made me sign a contract to marry you?" His eyes darkened. "Every day." "Want to make another one?" "What kind?" I handed him a photo. Ultrasound, 8 weeks. His hand shook. "Sienna, we're having a baby." He stood, pulled me into his arms, held me so tight I could barely breathe. "I love you," he whispered. "I love you so much." "I love you too." I pulled back, smiled. "So, contract terms. You take care of yourself, I take care of everything else, and we raise this baby together. No exit clause, no end date. Forever. Forever. Forever." I kissed him. Deal. And somewhere in the back of my mind, I thought about that rainy Tuesday. The red light I'd run. The $3 million car I'd destroyed. The man I'd been trying to expose, who became the man I couldn't live without. Best accident ever. Thank you so much for watching till the end. I truly appreciate you for spending your time here. It means a lot more than you know. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I really want to hear from you. If you enjoyed this story, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and drop a comment. Your support helps the channel grow and brings more stories like this your way. Thank you for being here. More amazing stories are coming, don't miss them.